What's up, everybody? I'm Scott.
I'm Jason.
And you are listening to another summer edition of Liquid Carnage.
Dude, we are in the 60s now. We have recorded, this will be our 62nd episode. We are just flying by. 10 weeks are already gone, dude.
I am glad you clarified that when you said in our 60s. I still have a long way to go, man. I'm only 37. You're still a young pup at 45.
No, dude, I'm getting old in a month. I'll be, in 3 weeks, I'm going to be 46.
46.
Holy shit.
We might as well take you out back and put a bullet in your head.
Yeah, the only thing I've got going for me, though, is that I have all of my hair. Like, I have a thick head of hair.
You do.
And for the most part, there's not a lot of gray yet, so I still look somewhat young. But that's coming. That day of reckoning is on its way.
Oh, I think I've got enough gray for the both of us because I'm pretty gray around the sides.
Yeah.
And when my hair gets long, man, you can tell. The ladies apparently like it from what I've been told, so I can't argue with it. But
you look very mature. Very mature.
It completely throws everybody off.
Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Completely throws them off.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, so I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Summer's rolling by, though. It's already the middle of July. This is craziness, man.
Right? You know, there's been so much going on with the 4th of July and our friends having birthday parties. And I went to another party over the weekend. It was a redneck theme, which is always entertaining.
I know. We were going to go, but we already had something planned for on Saturday, and so we couldn't go.
You know, plus it's monsoon season here in Arizona. For those that don't live in Arizona, that don't know what monsoon season is, it's normally a very dry, arid temperature here, hot temperature here in Arizona. But this time of year, we get moisture in the air. Not as bad as like the deep south, but if you're used to dry air, it's pretty brutal. And then clouds roll in, you get all sweaty and sticky, and then it rains and it's gorgeous. But until it rains, it just stays hot and muggy and sticky, and it's unbearable. I'm a big man, so it gets kind of rough after a while.
Yeah, we haven't been over 100 since the weekend because of the monsoons, but it has been very muggy. So 98 feels like 108, just a different 108.
Yeah. So. Oh man, I'll tell you what though, it's much needed weather, and I'm very happy to have it. You know, we're trying to plan one more lake trip this year.
Oh,
and this time, yeah, we're gonna go next weekend. One more lake trip for the season before everything picks up, because as you know, football is starting soon too. So,
oh god, oh my goodness!
Before the show ends, we are in a fantasy football league. I do want you to think about this, and I should have texted you this earlier. Who your sleeper pick of the year might be for a little fantasy football talk at the end of today's show.
Okay, all right, sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, what do you want to talk about today, man?
Oh, dude, I saw the coolest thing on Facebook, and before we talk about what I found on Facebook, hit us up on our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, all at Liquid Carnage. We want to hear from you about your summer plans so far, your vacations. Have you bought your pair of Crespos from CresposOfficial.com? Take a picture and send it to us, and we'll send it to Crespos. Use the promo code Liquid Carnage to get 20% off your first order of Crespos at CresposOfficial.com.
And
wow.
Did
I get all of that in there?
No, you forgot. You forgot our executive producer, man.
Tom is never forgotten. He's just often ignored.
Wow. Wow. I want that in the show notes this week that I was the one that mentioned the executive producer, not Scott.
You can hit up Tom at liquid_EP on Twitter and Instagram. He's always got some great gifts, some great comments toward us. He's constantly trolling us to make us better. So for that, Tom, we appreciate it.
That's right. Okay. So
continue. At any rate, so, you know, I was scrolling through the Facebook this morning, and they had the little upcoming events section where you can click interested, going, can't go, whatever else.
Okay.
And the coolest thing, and I say it's cool because it's almost like a bucket list item thing for me, popped up.
Wow. On Facebook. Right? Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it's coming to my area, and it's called Extreme Midget Wrestling.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh god. Oh man. Yeah.
No.
For those of you who don't know, Scott, this is and has always been
like a bucket list
thing for Scott. This is a big thing for Scott.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you call them little people or dwarves or what the proper term is now. I think it's little person, but this is the Extreme Midget Wrestling Federation. It is a legit wrestling company that tours the country, and they are coming here to the Kingman area in September, and I lost my shit.
Because you have, for as long as I've known you, Scott, you have wanted to do things where, like, it was little person themed, So this is like right in your wheelhouse.
Let's clarify. When you say I want to do things little midget themed, now, it's always been on my, and you can't do that anymore because apparently it's inhumane to toss a midget. Or a little person. I always thought it would be fun. I think ever since Wolf of Wall Street came out, like God, you see, and there's a legend in a bar in Prescott that they used to have it down on Whiskey Row way back in the day when I was in college. At for like $15-20, they had a little person in a Velcro suit that you could toss onto one of those Velcro walls.
I think we've learned though that you pay anyone a certain amount of money, they will do almost anything.
Oh, I agree.
Now, everyone's level of what they have to be paid is different, but I think that everyone has a price, no matter who you are out there, everyone has a price to do something that may not be, or might be embarrassing or might not be something you'd be proud of, but there's a price that's high enough that most people would do it.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not, someone asked, like, well, isn't that exploitation? I was like, that's not exploitation if it's literally a company. It's not a bunch of random, like, normal-sized people, like, I don't know what it's like controlling these little people and forcing them to wrestle in front of everybody for money. It's not like it's dogfighting. It's literally, it's like a circus act.
Now, did you do any research to see, are they dressed up like, the Mexican wrestlers? They have really weird head masks and stuff. Yeah, Nacho Libres. I mean, is it that kind of wrestling, or is it's Lucha Macho Libres. Man and versus The Rock kind of wrestling?
I think it is traditional storytelling wrestling where you have everyone's got characters and their storylines and all of this. And I tell you what, man, I am excited. Like I texted Bruce, my college roommate. He's been on the show. Bruce and I have gone back and forth about this stuff for years. And I told dude, I found midget wrestling. And when he texted me back, he's like, he told me he saw it in Scottsdale a few years ago.
Oh, he did? It was in Scottsdale?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he saw it in Scottsdale and it was majestic. So the way I figure, it's $20 a go. It's mid-September. Why not?
And this is the thing too, is you're watching it because some people will pay good money to go to like wrestling, like to see
the WWE
or
stuff. Ring of Honor.
So now you're getting the best of both, because you're getting the wrestling side and you can watch for the wrestling, and you're getting the little person side of this. So you're getting two shows for one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's funny, man, because a lot of people don't know this about my professional side. I'm a public speaker in my professional life. I do a lot of public activity, and to get to work on my craft for public speaking, I actually watch old interviews of wrestlers when they do their shoots, and like, I'm going to get you at WrestleMania, those things.
Yeah.
I'll watch those for tips, because they're on the spot. They're making stuff up as they go on what they say, now it's more scripted, but back in the day, it was very off the cuff, and they had to sell how they're going to beat this guy up at SummerSlam or WrestleMania or whatever. So for years, I've watched all the interviews, and I've watched all the stories. I could care less about the actual fighting itself, but the actual storylines in wrestling to help myself, kind of like watching game film, get better at public speaking.
Now, do you think that you've always been fascinated with this idea of watching little people because of is it a fascination with them just being smaller than the rest of us, or is it something? What do you think drives your interest in this?
First off, it's weird when you put it like that.
I'm not going to lie. It's always been a question to me of why this is of interest to you. Now, that being said, I respect you, and I respect everyone's wishes to live life however they see fit. And your interest in seeing a little person fly either at a bullseye or now in the ring of a wrestling match, hey, I'm not judging. I'm just it's more of a psychological profile at this point to see what is it about that's been somewhat interesting to you, because as long as I've known you, and we're talking almost 15 years now, this has been a thing.
Yeah, it has been a thing, and it sounds a lot weirder when you say it like that. It's not. It is not
unintentional.
Yeah, it's not something like hey, I don't bring it up every time I talk to you. It's like, hey, Jason. So I was watching midget wrestling, or I really figured out how I could toss a dwarf. It's not like that. and I really don't. I can't wait to hear the comments.
Yeah, you might get some comments on the Facebook page on this one, buddy. But that being said,
but it's just one of those things where it's like I said, it's hard to explain. Like the extreme midget wrestling, it's one of those. They've got Lucha Libre down in Mexico. It's a gimmick thing, and it's just kind of cool because to see how it goes in real life. It's a small venue, and to see how good of actors these guys are, because it really is. It is all just a play at this point. It's a series of short stories that they're going out there and they're fighting about it. And I want to see how they do it. These guys just happen to be extreme midgets that want to wrestle.
And I'm sure that there's probably a website you can go to find out more about their backstories, right?
I'm sure there is. If you Google extreme midget wrestling, you'll find that website.
Because I think you're going to have to do this, because I would think that for this event, it's coming up in September, you're going to want to find one or two of your favorites' backstories and have a shirt made up or something so you can have them sign it.
We were talking about that at the gym today, and we were all about it. I think a bunch of us are going to go because, one, why the hell not? It's something to do. But this is too good of a thing to pass up. Like, you want T-shirts, you want pictures. This is still, something unique to watch.
You might be able to lift one of those guys up to sign your shirt.
All right. Exactly.
I mean, and then if you accidentally drop them, then you got a little bit of a midget throwing too. I mean, Scott, this is an opportunity of a lifetime.
Yeah, right.
Now, sure, no one's going to listen to our podcast anymore because of the deep disrespect we've just given to little people. That being said...
And no disrespect to any little person whatsoever. This company is actually called the Extreme Midget Wrestling Federation, or whatever it's called. So I'm just using the terms they have. And I'm just not sure to what point or the proper protocols. I think it is little person now.
Do you think that this will be the weirdest thing that you've ever paid money for, Scotty?
It'll be up there.
I mean, this is a pretty unique show, I think.
Yes.
And so to actually pay good money to go see this, it definitely is a pretty weird kind of thing.
It is. Well, Jason, let me invite you. It's September 22nd to come up here for the weekend and join me at Extreme Midget Wrestling.
I might do that.
It's
mine will be more of a psychological experience to see, okay, what makes Scott's tick.
I think it's going to be a shit show because it's out at a country bar out in Golden Valley. It's $20, so it's going to be a drunken shit show anyway in the stands.
OMG, are you? Oh, it's cool.
It's where we saw Flavor Flav back in the day.
Yes,
which that might be the most trashy thing I've ever paid money to see. By the way,
but at least that was centered around the drinking, and then it just happened to be the Flavor Flav and his barbecue wings were coming.
Yes,
this is like seriously legit, like off the chart weird stuff right here.
It is, and trust me, I was completely blown away when I saw like this event's coming. This is like a Vegas or a Phoenix type thing. But they will be in. It's on a Saturday night here, but they're in Havasu on the Thursday night before. Then they go to Globe, which is on the other side of Phoenix.
Oh hell yeah, that's way gone.
Yeah, and then they come back here to Kingman on Saturday night. So these guys can't use a map, but they're all over Arizona for that 1 week in September.
They go where the dollars are, baby.
Apparently,
they go where the dollars are.
Apparently.
And think about this: most of these little people are not going to get high-paying jobs in acting, or they're limited on where they can get their funds. So they can be entertainers, travel the country, and make good money doing it. Why not?
Oh, absolutely, I agree. And
yeah.
It's like a friend of mine asked, "Isn't that exploitation?" And my answer was no, because they're willingly doing this. They're getting paid for it, and they're entertainers.
Well,
we are paying to see a show.
Yeah, I mean, then why is prostitution illegal then?
Well,
they're willingly do it. They're willing to get paid for it. They're doing a show. I mean, it's the same thing, right? Oh, sorry. I digress.
Yeah. So I think it'll be up there. It'll be an experience to say the least. So I think you should join me in this because a few other of our Liquid Carnage alumni are going along for this trip. So
Oh, very good. Have you ever, I mean, if we're going to stretch this out, have you ever gone down to Mexico and gone to one of those horse shows? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I know. That is the sickest thing I think you've ever asked me, and the answer is no.
Okay, and I'm only asking because that would be weird too. That's a weird thing too.
I think you have to draw the line at that, though.
Oh, so there is a line of weirdness that you say, okay, now we're getting into an area where seeing a couple short people wrestle around is okay, but seeing that kind of stuff, there is a line to be drawn.
Well, it's like if there's like a troupe of little person actors that do Shakespeare in the park. Is it okay to go see them?
Yeah.
Or is that exploitation?
I don't think that's an exploitation at all because
how is that different? How is that different from extreme midget wrestling?
I'm not saying there is a difference. I'm saying that's a very weird. It's like a very limited. People would even say that if you went to Shakespearean festival that was made up of all little people, most people would look at that and still say, that's a little different. I mean, I'll enjoy it. It's still Shakespeare, but it's a little different.
Yeah. Yeah, but when you talk about a bride and donkey show down in Mexico, yeah, that's not my thing.
I mean, WWE is a multi-billion-dollar. I don't think that the International Midget Wrestling Association is in the millions, probably.
No, they're probably thousandaires. The WWE it's on ESPN. It's coming to Fox. Like they signed a mega deal. If you've been watching like the actual business news, they signed a deal to be on Fox. So they've got money at the yin yang. Their stock price is at an all-time high.
This is the kind of thing that should be on the Ocho. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
ESPN ate the Ocho.
ESPN the Ocho. This is what
you watch like late night Fox Sports.
This is exactly it.
Wrestling.
You see, this would be the same place where we watch roller derby.
Yeah,
the girls doing roller derby.
You know, and that's exactly it. It's those old school weird sports that. You know, I'll admit, man, I'm going for the pure entertainment. You can say what you want to say, but for $20 on a Saturday night and there's something to do, fuck yeah.
We've wasted more than $20 on entertainment that is not going to be as entertaining as this.
Exactly.
I can guarantee you that much.
Exactly. You know, and it's a once in a lifetime experience, hopefully.
So the weirdest show that I've ever been to, and I think you already know, and I talked about it, is we were in Vegas and we went to the Puppetry of the Penis show.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this show?
Yeah, because you told me all about it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see your recreation of it, but you told me all about it.
Okay, so basically for those listeners who have never heard of this before, at the Erotica Museum next to Deja Vu, I believe, is the strip club in Vegas, they have the Erotica Museum, but then they have a show called Puppetry of the Penis. And it's basically two guys who are completely naked except for shoes, I believe, who do... they make things out of their junk. they I don't know how else to describe it, but they make things out of their junk. Like they make
they shadow puppets.
They twist their junk around and make conform it and pull on it and stuff. And
how do they twist it? Because if I cross my legs wrong, I'm hurt.
Yeah, no. Like there's one move that's called the hamburger, where they take their balls and they take the penis and wrap it in between the balls and then hold it like a hamburger.
I saw that in that movie Waiting. The bat wing and that's
about the weirdest thing I've ever seen. And believe me, I'm not going to be sugarcoating it to say it's an acquired show. I think it's not for everybody. But if you want to just have some fun and see something that's totally weird way out in left field, it's very enjoyable hour and a half. It's a very enjoyable hour and a half. And I guarantee you, any guy that goes to that show will make a puppet at some point for their girlfriend. So I guarantee you.
Let me ask you this then, because just for the sake that you asked me this question a few minutes ago, what urged you to go see two guys naked on a stage play with their penises for an hour? Like what is the fascination behind that?
Well, let's be honest. I mean, anytime you have a show like that, females are probably more interested in going to the show than men.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you went to tag along.
Well, so what happened is we went to the Erotica Museum. Noreen had gotten tickets to the Erotica Museum just to kind of walk around and see all the museum. Well, when we got there, we were about ready to start our tour, and the people who run the museum said, "Hey, you're here for the show, right? It's starting right now. You got to get in there." So for free, we got tickets to go see this Puppetry of the Penis show. Mm-hmm. So we actually got it for free. And I was kind of like, okay, why not? Let's see what's going on. We had a great time. It was so much fun. It was so much fun. I think Dean and Danielle were with us too. I think Dean and Danielle were with us. And we went and saw the show. And it was a weird thing that I don't think that if I had said, what do I want to do? Well, let's go to the Puppetry of the Penis. If I hadn't just been given the free tickets to go in and watch it, I don't think I would have ever saw the show. I would have missed out.
You're saying right place, right time.
It was right place, right time, but it was one of those, you ever have those moments where, oh man, I don't know. Then you do it. It's like, oh my gosh, that was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
This wasn't the greatest thing ever, but it was definitely a weird show that was fun.
I was going to say, I would never have another man's penis involved if I said this is the greatest thing ever. I'm just going on record saying that.
Well, and that's the thing, though, is that you don't want to be. As a guy, you're watching this show, and you don't want to be mesmerized by it, but you're mesmerized about what these guys can do with their junk.
I just want to take a moment to pause to let Tom catch up on his notes, just for the fact that you just said mesmerized and a guy playing with his junk.
Well,
Tom needs his taking time right now because I'm a little taken aback by this.
I'm an advanced male in this world, so I'm comfortable enough with my sexuality that I did not have one boner move. And that's the thing too, is that when you do this puppetry, you can't have an erection because then obviously you only have one puppet. You know what I mean? So you gotta, so you're not like getting, you're not like.
Let me ask you this. Then you said at some point everybody tries to recreate one of the puppets.
Yeah.
Which one did you try to recreate?
Okay, I did two. My favorite one was the seagull.
The seagull.
Or the pelican, it was called. Uh-huh. So basically, you take the penis, you stretch the ball sack, and then with your testes, it makes it look like the pelican is eating fish.
We are at a new level here at Liquid Carnage.
So that's the first one. The second one is...
We have gone down this rabbit hole now, ladies and gentlemen.
The second one was the hamburger, but when I first did it, I didn't pull the penis around far enough, so I had a mushroom burger, and so I had to like readjust and pull it.
As long as there's no Swiss cheese with it, that's fine.
No, there was no Swiss cheese. There was no extra lettuce. It was a clean hamburger. The second time. The first time it was a mushroom burger.
Oh my god.
We have definitely crossed lines now.
We have sprinted past those lines. I am speechless for the first time in a long time here.
And you knew I'd been to that, though. I thought I told you this. Maybe I didn't.
I knew you had been. I just never bothered to ask questions because the minute you started talking about puppetry of the penis, I think like a regular adult, I just checked out. Like, oh, no.
Well, here's the thing. It's kind of like your midgets. These guys that did it, they probably fuck everything that moves because this place was like maybe 4 or 5 guys, and then the rest were like girls at a bachelor party. I mean, it was kind of one of those shows. So, when women see some guy take a penis and like put it down by their kneecaps and shit.
Yeah, they make it work.
They get aroused. They
make it work for them.
They make it work. And then after the show, you can meet the performers. And when we were there, there was this group of about 10 to 12 bachelorette girls that I'm sure that each of these guys probably took 4 of them home and just went to town on all of them. They were like all over these 2 guys. And I thought, man, I don't have junk like that, so I couldn't do that kind of work. But you, Scotty, you could do it.
I am just so blown away that we got to this part of the conversation.
I know.
I am completely.
Well, I thought we were talking about weird shows that we don't pay money for.
Exactly, and then the amount of description we just spent on the puppet. It's things that make you go, like, how did we get here, and why are we discussing this so in depth? And more importantly, how many people are still listening at this point? Just clamoring to ask us questions.
I'm sure that all of our female guests or female listeners are trying to look for tickets right now. I guarantee you.
You could probably find them in Groupon.
I guarantee you that if we took a poll after this show and said, how many of you after listening to this podcast are going to go see the International Midget Wrestling? Or how many of you are going to see Puppet of the Penis? Who would win?
It's Extreme Midget Wrestling. And I think if you had to pick between the two, it'd probably be a 50-50 split.
Really?
I think so.
Okay, we're putting the channel. We're throwing the gauntlet down before the show ends. We're definitely throwing the gauntlet down.
Do you want me to put that survey out there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be an important survey after the on Thursday when we release this. We put that out there. If you had a choice between the two episodes, Puppetry of the Midget, Puppetry of the Midget, Puppetry of the. Now that's what they should do on this extreme wrestling thing. They should get naked and do a puppetry of the penis with the midgets. That'd be fun.
And then we've crossed that line too. We are full jumping to sharks.
Hey, we haven't crossed the line like this in quite some time, and I think it's very important for our viewers and our listeners to realize that we both have crossed the line that we would not go to Mexico and see a horse show.
Yeah, that's true.
So at least we have that going for us.
Yeah, I would not do that. I do agree with that. So to wrap this up, what's the weirdest show you've ever seen? Talk to us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, all at Liquid Carnage. Let us know. You don't have to post pictures of this one. Just a quick, hey, one time we saw this show and it was really kind of weird. Look it up. Leave a link, do something like that. I think that's good enough for that. What do you think, Jason?
I think so. And, I think the other thing that we have to remember, too, is everyone's view of what weird is going to come in different. So like you, watching the short people, like, wrestle is not a big deal. Is not a big thing for me. That's not a big thing. It's kind of an oddity just to see little people do that. It'd be like kids doing it, same kind of thing where you see like little kids like karate chopping and hitting each other or something like that. But for some people, oh my gosh, way over the line. That's like you said, the exploitation and that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what people's idea of weird is, or what's a weird show that they've been to.
Oh, I agree. So to shift gears and bring us back to earth. Earlier in the show, I talked about fantasy football very quickly.
Yes.
And ladies, I know that's if you've been listening and you're about to probably want to check out, unless you're playing fantasy football. I know you do your research. I do my research. Have you had a chance to start looking yet?
No, not at all. I still have to pick my 5 players, and I haven't done that yet. So
what Jason's referring to is, as our friends, we have a keeper league in fantasy football where we each get to keep 5 players perpetually. And we always have that draft over Labor Day weekend here coming up.
Well, and I think it's cool, too, that now the Southern Conference is getting bigger than the Northern Conference.
And what he means by that is we have half of our teams in Phoenix and half of our teams up here in Kingman. We had to do some realignment last year to move Jason down to Phoenix.
That's right, baby.
So, it happens. But so if you haven't had a chance to look yet, over the next few weeks, maybe just a tip here or there on who your sleeper pick is, or who your stud rookie can't miss is, that we could just drop to our fans, because we have a bunch of drafts coming up. They might have some drafts coming up, and you never know who someone might need some help with.
I like the way you're thinking, buddy.
God,
I can't believe it that it's already that time of year and we're getting back into preseason again, starting in a month.
Man, I can't wait. I am so excited for football. I'm so tired of having no sports on TV.
Well, you got baseball. You got that.
I am so tired of having sports on
TV. And
TV.
in September, you'll have football and you'll have professional wrestling. Kind of.
That's one night only. Extreme midget
extreme midget wrestling.
Extreme midget wrestling live.
Hey, you know what? That might be a weekend that Scott and have to be a weekend I talk the executive producer to come up with me so we can go together.
For $50, man, we can get front row seats and commemorative T-shirts. That's hard to say no to.
I want to start looking up the backstory too, so I can find my favorite wrestler.
I think I might work on some of that this week too. Who's my favorite extreme midget wrestler?
That's right.
Oh, that's gonna be cool. All right, man. Well, I'll be honest. Today was a bizarre show. It was bizarre. It was entertaining as all hell.
It's going to be hard to find a name for this one. I got to be honest.
Yeah. And you can't say puppetry of the little person.
Puppetry of the little person. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, maybe you can. That's technically the politically correct term. So I guess
that's true.
You can.
That's true.
I mean,
puppetry of the little person.
Let's get weird with it. So,
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and just take us home, Jason? Take us home.
All right. Well, hey, once again, thanks everyone for listening. We had a great time. Sorry we went off the tracks a little bit. We'll try to do better next week. But always look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Liquid Carnage. You can look up our executive producer at Liquid Carnage _EP.
Liquid _EP.
That's what I said.
You said Liquid Carnage _EP.
Oh, I did say, yeah, I'm sorry. I meant Liquid _EP. That was Scott. I am Jason, and as always, if you never know quite what to say, just have yourself some liquid courage.